What's up, gang? So try something a little bit different for the moves that we're going to use throughout the week. I'm just going to shoot one video and kind of just link to various parts on it. So let's go through it. We have some kettlebell squat cleans this week. If you were here with us last week, we did some just kettlebell cleans. All we're doing is the same move, adding a squat to it. Side note, if you're doing it with a dumbbell, it would just be like a standard squat dumbbell clean. The kettlebell is a little bit more complex. So just a quick review. If you get your kettlebell, you want to start with the handle so that it's parallel to your feet. It's kind of just starting directly underneath you. You're going to begin with your thumb pointed back and your pinky forward. And from this position, we're going to get our standard shrug motion. And if you remember from last week, the kettlebell will rotate around your fist, not flip over the top. This is distinctly different maybe than some of us, how we snatch where the kettlebell goes over our hand. This will go around the side. So to begin with, make sure you have a good feel for like a standard power clean or just a kettlebell clean. So from this position, get comfortable with some of the mechanics of generating power with your legs and finishing it with a shrug. But when you're ready, we're going to bring it right into that good rack position, which will have the kettlebell resting on the back of your forearm and your biceps, and then your fist is tucked right underneath your chin. And then you're going to trace the steps and bring it right back down to the ground. So again, get set, arms locked, stand up, curl it into position, and back down. Like I said, it really helps to get that movement down first. All we're doing essentially is tacking on a squat at the end of it. I would be okay with power cleaning and then going into a front squat, but if you feel like you have the rhythm down and you're getting all of the extension out of it, you can drop right into the clean, that's fine. So I'll show you the two different versions. First, the segmented one, where we power clean it, and then squat in that rack position, and then bring it down. Like I said, if you feel a little more fluid with it, consider just dropping underneath the rack. Every time you catch, after the squat, you want to make sure you stand all the way up before bringing it down. So the two kind of main components there are to make sure that we have good support of the kettlebell in the rack, stand all the way up, and bring it back down. Kettlebell clean, or kettlebell squat clean. Let's move this sucker off out of the way. Let's talk about some things that we have with a soccer ball this week. We have a frag, like I think it's like another name for a grenade frag toss or grenade toss with the soccer ball. So we're going to hold on to the soccer ball so it's kind of trapped between your forearm and your hand, so it's just right on this little crook of your wrist here. With a straight arm, the idea is that we're going to go over the top and launch this ball, this object. You can do it, pretty much anything, but the key component here is this is a straight arm movement, and it's kind of over the top of our body as opposed to throwing it straight forward like we've done with tennis balls or baseballs in the past. So in the beginning, just getting the mechanics of being able to go over the top will be good. You can tell this ball is flat. Over the top, you can kind of practice just slamming the ball into the ground so you get used to a very straight arm arc and delivery and then follow through. Make sure you do it both directions, especially the off arm is going to feel kind of weird, but you'll start to figure out what the mechanics of the rest of your body look like in order to get the most out of it. It's also very gratifying to be able to slam it down, especially when it's inflated, the ball will fly up. But when you feel ready for it, you can just straight launch it at the wall that you share with your neighbors. I think it's the bar next door. I don't know if they're open right now, so hopefully they didn't knock anything off the wall. But you get the idea. In the workout, we're going to launch it, you're going to run after it, and do it again, same arm the whole way, and then the next round or the next cycle you go with the other arm. Another move we're doing with the soccer ball, just because it's an interesting little object to play with, is we're just going to get some overhead squats. So we don't have the benefit of it weighing anything, so it won't pull us into position, which means you may have to kind of alter how your body squats underneath this. But the idea is that your arm is locked out. It's easier to hold on the fingertips. It's harder to hold on your palm. I'll let you decide which one you're able to do there. And the goal is to squat as low as you can without the arm having to bend. So you notice I get a little bit of rotation. That's going to be one of the ways that can kind of help you get lower. If you need to kind of come up on the ball of one foot, that's fine. I want you guys to embrace the challenge here. The goal is to keep the arms straight and pass below full depth squat, however you can make that happen. So in the workout, I believe we have sets of 10 on each side. So you'll notice differences between the two. Just kind of playing around with it and challenging mobility under a more active as opposed to passive activation. Okay, so let's see. Oh, we do have more with a kettlebell. We're going to do a racked Bulgarian split squat. We've done these split squats a lot of ways. You can do this with a dumbbell or a kettlebell, but you want to get it up into the rack position. You're going to start in this split position that we've done before. So at the top of the rack, your leg is locked out in front. The back foot is resting on the ball of your foot with the heel off the ground. And you're going to do a little split squat all the way down until your back knee can touch the floor, or as low as you feel comfortable up to that point, and then push it back up. So there's a balance component here, especially when it's offset on the weight there. But we're just going to try and control it all the way down and up, and you'll get all of the reps on one leg, or one side rather, before you go to the other side. You'll quickly find out that it's a full body challenge, not just one leg or one arm that's doing all of the work there. So some of the split squats. Let's see, we have a PVC cat crawl. Probably easiest to have a partner put this on your back. I'm going to try and demonstrate it. But to begin with here, you're going to get down into a little cat crawl position where your hips and your shoulders are level. So your knees will just barely be hovering off the floor. And you're going to find a way that you can balance the PVC on your low back. And for a lot of us, just getting into this position will be tough just to keep it there. But we want to try and find a way where maybe start to walk. You'll notice it starts to rock. If you have too much side-to-side movement going, you can try forward, try backward. A lot of the same activation and control that's required from a proper plank shoulder touch will be involved here. So enjoy the challenge, slow things down when in doubt, and if you're having a hard time walking, just practice pulling one hand or one foot off the ground at a time, and just feel how your body has to redistribute the weight and the balance between your limbs. That's all this really is a kind of control and like body placement challenge. So embrace it for what it is and have some fun struggling. Last off, I think I can fit on the screen over here. We're going to do some calf raises. You've seen these, I'm sure, in the standard regular gym. We're not doing it so much for bodybuilding as we are trying to get some strength and some capacity through our lower limb, lower leg there, with a straight leg. So easy to get away with doing these kind of bent, like bouncing reps. I want you to be very strict about keeping your knee locked out, only doing what feels comfortable here. But find a curb or a box or a bench if you feel safe there. Grab on or just like lightly touch a wall for balance if you need it. But I want you to lock out the legs. You're going to go down as far as feels comfortable and then up as high as you can, and you want to stop at the top for just a brief moment and then come back down under control. So imagine the tempo and speed that you execute these should be very consistent. We're not getting down and jumping up. That doesn't take anywhere near the control or strength here. So just going down as far as you can, keep the leg locked, and we're just kind of pushing from the ankle as opposed to involving the knees to kind of spring us back up. That's the kind of beginning variation. There are more challenging ones we can get you down the road, but I believe we're doing sets of 20. Just like I said, focus on the tempo, and then every time take inventory. Are my knees locked out, or are they bending a little bit to give that little spring? Remember, you want to be able to get through the full range of motion and pause at the top with the legs locked out. Enjoy!